Hey everyone, Andrew here. I was having a small thought earlier, and that we did on Switch get a deluxe, like a definitive deluxe version of Xenoblade Chronicles that has, it's full game completely, like all the models redone. The soundtrack got some improvements here and there, and then we also got the extra content, like the extra storyline for post game. I guess it's more like a standalone thing, but it's besides the point. You got more content with it, and it was really cool. And this is a game that I adore quite a bit. I've got my own Monado, kind of like Xenoblade here at the Game Over RNA household. But that got me thinking. So, Xenoblade was a kind of start to the end of the Wii. There were two more games that Nintendo published that were kind of seen as like the final games that Nintendo basically gave their graces on, and it was effectively all RPGs. So you had Xenoblade Chronicles, but then you had these two, and I was thinking about this earlier because of what I found out with the Joy-Con 2s. So first off, I still have my sealed copy, Pandoras Tower. It's a very cool action RPG, a bit dark. You're helping this young lady by climbing a tower and killing monsters and feeding her the flesh of the monsters to kind of help her with her curse, where she's kind of turning into a freakish monstrosity herself. Very cool, but this game uses motion controls and like pointer controls for things. This game's been trapped on the Wii, but it's really good. I just never understood why they never ported it to anything else. And now that, I've messed with The World Ends With You on the Switch, and I've seen that pointer controls and motion controls are actually great there, far better than they were on original Switch. I think it'd be really cool if, Xseed, or, somebody get someone else on the line and get chatting, because I think this would be a really cool niche game, even if it's just like a digital release, or if they ever did like a Wii Virtual Console, which I highly doubt. I say Virtual Console, I mean NSO. Highly doubt they do that, but even a digital release of this would be really cool, because now the controller, the Joy-Con 2, is more than capable of making this an enjoyable experience, I feel. So yeah, Pandora's Tower is really cool. And this is actually, I like this one quite a bit. Neither Pandora's Tower or this are quite up there with Xenoblade for me, but they are definitely like 9 out of 10 games for me. Like Xenoblade is a 10 out of 10, my favorite RPG of all time. These two, they're not quite in that list, but they're definitely, excellent regardless. But this other one is The Last Story, and I have my Wii copy in here, and they actually gave you a little art book and a nice little box. Like, it's crazy because I don't even remember buying like a special edition or anything. It's just how my copy came when I picked it up. But yeah, it's in good shape. It's another Xseed publishing thing. So this is also an action RPG that does something kind of interesting. I don't want to say it has sort of like a Xenoblade style combat, because it doesn't, but your characters do automatically attack when they get close to enemies, kind of similar to Xenoblade. But the thing that kind of makes this game cool is that you can, if you ever play like Gears of War or Uncharted, it has a cover system. So you can actually like duck behind cover and kind of peek out and aim crossbows and stuff like that at targets, and do a bunch of stuff with that. It's a really neat mechanic for, you know, for like a sword and sorcery kind of RPG game. It definitely didn't feel like a Wii game. I think that's the really cool thing about Last Story and Pandora's Tower, is that these games, to me, feel like they probably could have started their lives as just really niche PS2 games. Like, these games feel like they were ripped from the golden era of PS2 RPGs and put on the Wii. And it's a miracle that we got them, because originally they were not going to, you know, get localized. But with, I think it was called Operation Rainfall, pretty much just a bunch of people online petitioned for these games. All three of these, I'm pretty sure, were part of that. Xenoblade was the major one that everyone wanted, because I mean, it's a first-party Nintendo game. Why would they not release it in America? Because they originally weren't, which is insanity to me, considering how the series stands today. Yeah, these other two games, I was just thinking about it, you know, earlier, and I really do think that Nintendo needs to complete the holy trinity of the final real true Wii games. Like, we need these to get, you know, modern ports on modern hardware. The Switch 2 can do it, and even the original Switch could do it, but I think Switch 2 Joy-Cons really would make these games shine. And obviously I would like it if they touched up the graphics a bit, because they are Wii games. They're, you know, 480p or whatnot. So yeah, anyways, just I thought about it earlier, and I was like, man, it would be really cool, like, if, you know, Nintendo or somebody, you know, decided to pick these up again, because they are pretty rare. Not like extremely rare. A sealed copy of Pandora's Tower is probably up there in value. I should check on that. Not that I'm selling, but yeah, I just had that thought. Wanted to share it with y'all. Just have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.